Dig it! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very 13th episode of Waterdeep Mallrats, a Dragon Heist. So thank you for joining us on this beautifully sunny and fucking boiling hot bank holiday Monday. I'm really glad that you're all sitting there having your last drinks, thinking about if you can get up early enough tomorrow. So I'm really glad that you're here joining us for a little drink, some little funs, and some little bit of D&D action with any luck, if we actually remember to roll any dice.
Just tell us everything. Don't let.
Don't say it. We don't do role play here. I just read a book.
Yeah, story time.
And every now and then Rob goes, and then we carry on.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Let's see who is here at the moment. So, if you are in the chat, do say hi. If you are lurking behind, great. Hope you enjoy watching. But it'd be lovely to say hi as well. We've got a really lovely community here to do chat with us. We try to chat back as much as we possibly can. Good. So let's have a look and see how everyone's doing today, because that's our usual way of doing things. Okay, so let's have a look at Rob. Rob, you're in the sunshine. Everything nice in the sunshine. Everything bright in the sunshine. So
everything
how are you doing?
nice in the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. At this very moment, I've just been paid for the job that I was doing last week. So that's excellent news. Oh, hey. That job that I did last week, I haven't really told all of you what it is, but for the sake of everyone who's watching, picture this. A £100,000 Land Rover gets driven to an influencer's house. They get handed the keys and sign over the insurance, and they start to drive. Then from the boot of the car comes a balaclavaed me and kidnaps them. And takes them on a 4-hour drive around London.
Wow.
So bonkers.
Maintaining not only a kidnapping aesthetic, but also this accent for the entire time.
You were Johnny Whizbang, is that who you were?
I went Davis, yeah.
And also, wasn't
I didn't know
the
you
mask
could drive.
the same colour as your hat?
Say again?
The mask was the same colour as your hat, right?
Yeah,
as well.
very, very similar, very similar. I can't drive, but they drove while I was in the back seat, saying, "Prepare to be kidnapped." At one stage, there was a bag of axes, actual axes, non-blunted axes, put into the car. And I'm surprised that we didn't get pulled over by the cops, but we made it through. And I've just got paid for it, so hey.
Hey. Wow, I'm
That's
glad
amazing.
you had a good time with it, even if it was bizarre. But I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Well, it's lovely to have you back. We just manhandled Big Phatts last week, pretty much. And that's all we did. The whole session.
We were very gentle.
We were very gentle.
We were just high-fiving with his severed arm, like.
No.
In all fairness, we did talk about.
That happened.
In all honesty, we did talk about repairing you and strapping a load of kitchen utensils to the top of your head.
Steampunk Phatts.
Steampunk facts, exactly. Okay, so yeah, that's good. So I'm going to pop over and see how Dan's doing, actually. Very, very bright, very Miami today, I must say.
I know. It's a bright old day, so I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna wear a bright old vest, and I'm gonna break from the tradition of wearing the merch for a bit. I was like, because frankly, it needs a wash. You know, like it's warm, it's hot, it's sweaty, and also it goes with this really lovely headband that my brother's housemate Amy made. I went to my brother's birthday last weekend, and he had one on. And I was like, where do I get 5 of those? Because I'm definitely going to lose 4. And and then when he turned up to help me move house, he had one out of the back pocket, and here it lives on my head.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you've moved house.
I've moved house. Look at all the space. I've got so much space, and I've got a desk, and I've got a proper chair, and I've got space. And did I mention there's space? Yeah, it's really lovely, and like I feel like I've got like a proper setup now. Like I'm not balancing stuff on things. I've got a proper chair that's not going to give me piles like I got from the week of 7 days of sabotage. Life is good.
Good. I'm really glad. I do enjoy that even the sound that you have has space.
Yeah.
It does. Echoey,
Right.
isn't
Does it sound more echoey and wide?
It does.
It does, yeah.
Ooh, got some reverb. Maybe I'll have to sit closer to the old mic. Also, I have learned from last time, I'm not going to touch anything to show you guys any of my setup because I don't want to break anything. I remember what happened with my new mic. Yep. There's far too many cables and stands and things. You're just going to have to imagine it. Theatre of the mind.
That's it.
Go on. Give the people what they want. Show us it.
What is it that they want?
Give it a little
Loads of people. The comments are flurrying in.
Flurrying in. See your house.
I'll do this. I'll do this. Here you go. Look.
Ooh.
There's a bit of house there.
Nice.
Ooh.
And there's a bit of house there.
There's a mic. Oh. Don't drop your computer.
And that's literally all I'm going to do.
very wide.
Well, from one new place to some new hair.
Oh.
How you doing, Evie?
I'm much lighter than before. Sweet. Yes, I have indeed. The highlight of my week was obviously having a haircut. No, I've had a lovely week actually. I've been spending a lot of time with lots of lovely people in the sun with new hair. But now it means that my hay fever is really bad today. So I am streaming out of this eye. Not
Live streaming.
Live streaming. Yeah, I was planning, just as it gets there, Rob, every time it's just like 1 second, millisecond behind.
Be so quick. Yeah, so this will be live streaming throughout. It will probably get puffy and red. I've taken an antihistamine, and for anyone out there who also suffers with hay fever, my heart goes to you because I understand the pain that you're going through. Just a big stuffy mess, but I've got fab hair, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
There we are.
It's
So, yeah,
so
my-
parody.
I mean, I don't, so it's all fine. Oh, nice.
Been good, thank you very much. How has your week been, Joe?
Yeah, fine. It's Monday. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. But yeah, it's been fine. Thank you for asking. I was really hoping that I was go through the whole of it. I was like, please, nobody ask me how my week was. Everyone just forget this week.
I would like to roll an insight check.
Yeah.
yeah, crack on. Let's do an insight. Pups does an insight on something completely different from his whole reality. He gets a small nosebleed, and if he rolls on that one, he's going to have a brain hemorrhage. So let's see what happens. 11. Okay. He looks up and thinks about stuff and thinks about how this whole world was created. I wonder if that creator was a liar. And he goes, no, I can't figure it out. So, Gabby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, thanks.
Mhm.
To be honest, I got too excited and I went out on Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. And then it culminated in me eating chicken madras at 1 a.m. this morning.
Yes.
So I'm losing my voice a tad, and my heart is full, my brain is dripping out my ears now. So I'm here and I'm loving it, but I just have had too much fun with my friends all weekend, and I'm paying for it now.
Was it chicken nuggets madras?
It was.
What is chicken nuggets madras?
A new thing that we are definitely trying after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madras
Yeah,
sauce
for
with
that.
chicken nuggets. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Please, in my mouth.
In a wrap.
In a
You're
wrap.
speaking my language, Joe.
Man.
But you have to use that
Everything in a wrap.
big leaf cabbage stuff and wrap it in that instead. So you're just like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that'd be good. Gabby's face is like, I want it now.
Yeah, that's what I need now.
All right.
So our second anniversary week of streams will be mostly culinary based. We will be creating all sorts of recipes, mostly for hangovers.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea. That's a great idea.
I'm happy with that, actually. Yeah.
Me too.
Dan's recipe, bag of Haribo, and that's it. Open it up, shove it in.
Nose bag.
Prep time.
Yeah, prep time. None.
What if
Eating
you
time.
accidentally got the sugar up your nose and like the little bits of sugar on the tang plastics?
Yeah.
Makes you eat
And you
faster.
start sneezing, and then you had like phlegmy, snotty tang plastics in your bag. Would you keep
Yeah.
eating them? Do you reckon?
Yeah. Fantastic.
That's right. I just need to find where the boundary is. I like it, Dan. I like it. If that happened with chicken nuggets, I'd still eat them too, mate.
Yeah, keep searching for the boundary gaps. Keep searching.
If it's like food is love, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Lovely. So I'm going to move on from that. So last week was definitely a interesting one. CSI Waterdeep on the case, and it was a lot of information, a hell of a lot of information. So I thought that Rob could kind of like just go through everything that was, because he's obviously gone back and watched the episode and figured out what happened and stuff. So I'm not going to do that. I'm very joking, Rob. So I will ask the chat, and I will ask you guys as well. Like there was a lot of data. It's exactly Heavens Bevins, the data dump. Yes, there was a lot of information. So I thought what we would do is we would do Evie. I think Evie, is that right? You're going to do the recap from last week.
Yeah. You want me to do it?
And then what we'll do is we'll see if we need to clarify anything, and we'll talk to the chat and see if there's anything that they think they need to know about. And yeah, hopefully Rob will get up to speed from it. How's that?
That sounds great.
Perfect.
Sure.
Do it.
Let's try.
So Evie, you've done the thing that we talked about beforehand in the meeting, where you're going to include one red herring, and which Rob is going to take as canon, right?
I should have done that. I'll chuck something in.
All right.
So yeah, please do. Please do. All right.
Here we go. Prepare yourselves. I've not done anything cute or clever this week because it was so much information. But previously on CSI. So, following the huge explosion outside Trollskull Manor, Baggi heads straight outside to find Phatts, or rather Fatts' limbs scattered around the wreckage. Though his parts were separate, his main switchboard was intact, so he continued to gather up all of his bits and bobs. Meanwhile, Pups came to help others caught in the explosion, healing a child whose mother said she believed she saw Erstal kidnapped Oshi, big scar on the face is Xanathar Floxton, dragging himself away from the point of impact. Another POI was a figure seen fleeing the scene of the crime. Didn't get much of a description apart from a flash of red. Ooh. The other casualties included Ralph Lomley and a gnome, later found to be Dalekar, Lord Neverember's right-hand man, who were DOA, dead on arrival. Oshi shows Lil Rix the ropes for rifling through bodies, and Ralph and Dalekar, through the bodies of Ralph and Dalekar, but it seemed like someone had gotten there first. They didn't really find very much. Raynar, late to the doomed meeting of Phatts, Ralph and Dalekar, confirms the identity of that it's his father's right-hand man, though they hadn't seen each other for years. Another familiar face, at least to Baggi, shows up, Barnabas Blastwind of the Watchful Order, and they both confirmed that it was a bead of fireball that caused the fateful explosion. Pups, observing their closeness, assuming it might be romantic. Pups, Oshi, Baggi and Raynar and Fatts' bits and bobs was there. Pop inside to share information. What we learn is Dalekar had something for Raynar, who also confirms the flash of red fleeing via rooftops was probably a nimble right. He's going to order one to find out the contact to see which noble families might have one and how to get one. Then the Mallrats were given a huge dossier all about the Catalantas. From that, we all learn about Duggan's Hold, a mass grave, no survivors from school. Also, there is no evidence that Ollivander, the eldest Catalanta offspring, ever left Waterdeep. Cult of Asmodeus? ? Neverember Enigma / game is to find where the embezzled money of Lord Neverember is hidden. Its location is unknown, even to Neverember now, and the only way to find it is to have all 4 parts of the Stone of Golor, which is made up of 3 eyes and the stone itself, and you need all of them, right? The war between Zentarum and Xanathar actually began, apparently, because Dalekar was trying to take the stone and an eye out of Waterdeep, but was captured by Xanathars, which then prompted the Zentarum to get in on the game, because they obviously don't want them to get all the eyes and stuff, because then they'll get all the money. Find all 4, find the fortune. Z and Z, probs have 1 each, 1 eye each. So who is the third big player? Where's the other eye? Nobody knows. Raynar Neverember had hidden his eye in his locket, which has been stolen. Oshi shares some information and presents Baggi with a numerical code, which she deciphers to mean Skull Port, where she really wants to go to, but they might not for a while. So then they decide to scope out the place later on. Meanwhile, upstairs, Mallrats and Baggi work on fixing Phatts, but something appears to be stuck in his chest cavity. When she opens up a large brown envelope is what's wedged inside. In his metal food pipe, ? And she realizes he must have swallowed the documents before the explosion happened. What is the document? Find out tonight on CSI Waterdeep Mallrats.
Evie James.
Wow. Well, yeah, there was so much information that we dumped on you guys last week.
I don't know what was better about that. Was Evie's recounting of it or Joe's beaming pride face that was getting bigger and bigger and bigger throughout? Just like, did they remember my story?
My major question for the whole thing is, was anyone sad about Phatts?
No.
Actually, not really.
Yeah, no, that's cool, guys. Don't worry. I'll pour my heart into this fucking
Little Rix
game
was really
and-
upset.
Yeah, but we knew that it could be fixed. I think we decided that early on.
And we found that your CPU underneath your gooch pin was still functioning, so we knew that you were going to be all right.
Yep. They essentially found your blue shining energy crystal that sits in your armpit, I think. And they were like, okay, if that's okay, then we can put them back together and it should be fine. So yeah, we're just kind of creating lore for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
But I mean, I haven't written a backstory, so this is all helpful for me.
But there is one
that
piece
whole
of news. Oh, sorry.
Go on.
As I said, the only piece of information that's really important to you, Rob, is that Baggi knows where your off switch is. Just so you know.
It's two members in the house that now know that.
The best
I might go
kept
play
secret.
outside.
But I will, because the guys had essentially a long, what was about an hour of being able to go through the documents, I will give you some time, Rob, to go through the documents as well to answer any other questions. I'm trying to think, is there anything that was like really complicated? I know there's a lot of complicated information, but I would like to ask the chat as well if there was anything that needed clearing up on your end for the story, because there was quite a lot that was there. I'm trying to think if there's anything that was missing from there. Oh yeah, the shield, what does, as well as Ollivander, yes, no, the eldest child of the Castellantes, the two
Ollivander.
twins have also never been seen either. Sorry guys at home.
You really need to get a new laptop. Like, this is ridiculous now.
Just flew by Joe's house.
So they haven't seen it before. The eyes and the reason for the war for the Xanathars and Xantarum is that Xanathar thinks that the Xantarum stole the eye from him. So I think that was quite an important one to have in. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
When you combine all the things in, it also, did you talk about the memory being locked in the stone?
That was it, yeah. So yeah, because of this is why Neverember Senior can't remember where the vault is himself, because he's placed that memory inside the stone, which is how they're going to tell you where to get to the vault.
That was everything. I think there's nothing really in the chat about like more things.
Great.
We don't have the Stone of Golor, do we?
No.
What, they think what's its right hand man was dropping out.
Alakar had it.
Oh yeah.
Which now means
What?
the Nimblewright has it. So we found out as well that Nimblewrights cost about 25,000 gold pieces.
Oh yeah.
Which seems like a lot of money, but I'm going to ask probably Big Phatts when he wakes up and gets this information to sort of see if he thinks that actually that's a high price or not. Because I think you would be the sort of person that would know how much a construct would cost. Trying to think of just looking for the location of the last stone. Oh yes, we know that Xanathar has. We think the Xanathar has a stone, and we think the Xantarum have a stone. We don't know where the third stone is. The eye, my apologies. The third eye is. That's the one that is completely not appeared at all in history as been the third eye. I think that was an important one. I think that's what Daz has kind of brought up. Great. Okay, so if there's nothing else, I'd like to quickly go through what you guys did for your level 4 ASIs, if that's all right.
Mm.
Hmm.
So, let's have a quick look. I might jump you over to the other screen, and then we can bring your character sheets up, and then we can have a look at them. Let's have a look.
Cool.
All right. So who wants to go first? Let's start with start with Dan.
Okay, yeah, mine was really simple. I just upped my dex by 2 points, so I've maxed out my dex now, so that brought my armor class up to 18. It means I've got a +5 to my initiative.
Jesus Christ.
My hit points went up loads just because I'm made of hit points thanks to that amulet. I did, interesting point of order, I did try and up my constitution by 1 and my wisdom by 1 so I could improve my hit points even more. And improve my mercy monk stuff. But as Joe rightly pointed out, the amulet that I have that makes my constitution 19 will not go any higher than that. So I'd have to take it off and it would drop it down to what it normally was. So I was like, yep, sweet, let's max out the dex. So I get more to hit, more damage. And also because I'm at level 4, I now get 4 points to Fury of the Small.
Nice.
Mm.
You also get one other thing as well, because you get slow fall as well, don't you?
Yeah. I get actually no. Oh god, no! I get 2 things because of thank you Tasha's. So I got slow fall, so I can use my reaction to reduce any falling damage. That's why I just fell off the Trollskull Manor yesterday or last week and didn't take any damage. But also thanks to Tasha's, there's a thing called quickened healing. As an action, you spend 2 key points and roll a martial arts die. You regain a number of hit points equal to the number rolled plus your proficiency bonus. Not great right now because I've got the Mercy Monkness, but in later levels, that's going to be quite cool when I've got like a D10 martial arts die and I'm like level 14. So I'll have like a +3 or +4 proficiency. That would be quite nice for healing. And I'll have 1,000,000 key points by then. At the moment, I'm still sort of slightly having to conserve them.
Yep. Lovely. Okay, so that's good. So let's go to Big Phatts and let's have a look at Big Phatts. All right. What did you do with your ridiculousness for barbarianness?
I did the natural course of action and upped my constitution because I just needed to stay alive for these fuckers. So I'm on 50 hit points. Got 18 in my con. Got 16 in my armor class, which went up as well. And I think that's it.
Got so many big fast cars driving past today. I'm sure you get something else. Oh, there is something I would like to add to you, Rob, which is from Tasha's. People at
Is it
home
an on and off button that's never been discussed with anything to do with Warforges before?
No, this is it's something that Tasha's added in.
Does it mean we can now pay for things using Big Phat's contactless with his hand?
Okay, so the first thing is at 3rd level, and again when you reach at 10th level, you gain a proficiency of your choice from the Barbarians list.
Ah.
So anything that you came up that was that you didn't take. So for instance, I know that you would have like animal handling or intimidation. You've already got. Like, I think you've got most of them, but I think it's you can pretty much keep taking them until you've run out of them.
Okay, cool.
So it's just from the barbarian level. But when you get to level 7, which is really great, as a bonus action when you enter rage, you can move up to half your speed, which I absolutely
That's
adore.
great. That's great.
Okay, and I think that's what you got from Tasha's. But is there anything else you got from being a barbarian at all? Just those?
I think it was just the ASI. I'm going to have a look at the barbarian proficiencies now and whack one on if that's okay to do so.
Perfect. Absolutely. Oh, sorry, I just realised that I've had the sheet in the wrong place and no one's been able to actually see the numbers. There you go. Good. All right. So let's go to Evie James and have a look at Baggi.
So yeah, similarly to Baggi, I just sort of leveled up. I leveled up actually on Dex and Strength, and then that meant I got my 14 armor class. Yay! Gained 5 extra hit points. I'm 24 now. One thing with ARTIFICERs that is quite cool is that you can actually change up your cantrips every time you level up. But I actually decided not to because I love Fireball and Mending. really, really useful for the Eldritch Cannon if it takes some damage, especially as it's a cantrip of famine. So anyway, yeah, so I decided not to actually do anything, and that's pretty much all that's happened. In the background, yeah.
I'm just making sure there isn't anything from Tash's that we can add in.
Oh, let's head. Go on, Tasha. Something good to eat.
I don't think there is, actually.
No.
Because we're building pretty much off from Tash's anyway. Yeah, so I think they would have kept everything in there.
I have a question for you, Joe. And this may be a question for another time. But how do you feel about intimidation being a strength stat instead of a charisma stat?
So I've been quite interested in this, and I've been involved with the conversation for this. And I agree. I think you should be able to use it at points, but not all the time. I think you'd have to depend on how you're doing it. So, like, if you're holding somebody by a throat and lifting them up over the edge of a cliff, then intimidation is the act of being able to show that you're being strong and you can hold them. But I think people are, it's up in the air at the moment. I think you can.
All right, sweet.
But that does open up a whole new use of things, which I think could be quite interesting. So we'll see how we go.
Great, thanks, man.
All right. Okay, well, let's have a quick look, unless there's anything else on Baggi, which I don't think there is.
I don't think so.
So let's have a look at Oshi then. What did Oshi do?
Oshi tried to roll some hit dice to try and get her points a bit higher, which kind of worked. So 27's all right. And then I put both of my ASIs, is that what we call them?
That's it. That's the one.
into Dex, just to try and max it out ASAP.
Nice. Yeah, up to 18, which changes lots of good things for you.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at dashes, see if anything pops up. Oh, there is quite a few things actually. Okay, steady aim. So as a bonus action, you can give yourself advantage on your next attack.
Ooh.
You could use this as a bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn. And after you use the bonus action, your speed is 0 until the end of the next turn. So it's almost as if you're sort of standing still, lining up the shot as the bonus action.
Amazing.
I think that's it. Yeah,
so would that's a class feature?
Yeah, that's a class feature. So if you searched in, we can sort it out later, but just remember that as a bonus you can do.
Which is great.
That's really, really good.
Yeah,
all the advantages for Oshi. All the sneak attacks.
So stop spending your money on Oshi. She's fine. Okay, so let's... Alrighty. So I think maybe we should start. We've done 35 minutes of chatting, which I think is normal for us.
We managed to fit in a level up and a massive recap as well. I think we did very good.
I think we did very, very well. All right, so we're going to go to our usual, what's it called? No, montage. Every week I forgot what it's actually called. It's montage. All right, let's go to the theme song. Pause. I'm not ready for you yet. Thank you very much. All right, so... Yep. So, we see pistons, gears turn and crank as they seem to be almost joltering in the shot. As we travel down the leg of the nimble right, the flash of the red cloak behind it, as it goes to jump and turn on a rooftop. Its feet glide across the tiles, flying them into the air as it springs off onto another building. Carrying in its hand, it holds a green spherical object as it runs further and further towards the seaward. As we see it, so I'm just going to wait for that to go by. Okay, as we see him leap into the air, as he leaps directly at the camera itself, as he fades into the shot. Cut to.
We see an overhead shot of of Duggan's Hold, almost like very sort of Game of Thrones-esque with Duggan's Hold written across, and there's a copse, like a large sort of copse there, and we start to slowly seep in, like we're doing a slow zoom in on a Google Earth. It starts to pass, and you start to get the trees start to separate out, and then you just see this giant pit. We get closer, and you can start to make out body parts, humanoid shapes, non-humanoid shapes, all very small. Closer. You start to see faces. You start to see a little clutch of goblins, and you see chicks, and you see kitties, you see Pollywog, you see Kriya, and then you see Puggle. And Pups just sits up, pulls himself out of his meditation. Cut to.
Waterdeep, many, many years ago. A close-up of a wanted poster showing a detailed drawing of an old male gnome. The poster reads, "Suspect is wanted for crimes against the city and is considered extremely dangerous. Please report any sightings to the City Watch." A hand reaches up to the poster and tears it from the wall. The camera pans back to reveal a small hooded figure weaving their way through a busy street, clutching a torn poster in their hand. The camera pans back further to reveal several city guards cautiously following the hooded figure from a distance. Cut to.
In the basement of a speakeasy, the lights are low and the smoke is heavy. Suddenly, an orc crashes into the table next to him as a fight breaks out. Blood splatters across a wall as a javelin is slapped across a bugbear's nose. Shouts are loud, furniture is broken, and people try to scatter as they retreat from the fight. The pub's manager, Franklin the Furberg, scrambles to pull people apart. A flagon of beer is thrown, and the contents splashes into a being almost hidden in a corner by smoke. As the beer hits her, her cigarette is extinguished, and the liquid drips down her face. Not only irritated by being soaked, she's also upset to have her perfectly good front row seat now ruined. She stands at a great 6 feet and is no longer hidden. An orc who has just picked himself up now careers towards her, confusing her to be part of the fight. As he gets close, Oshi moves out of his way, slides her dagger down her sleeve and plunges it between his ribs. He struggles for breath as his lung collapses, as he does too, to the floor. Franklin catches Oshi's eyes and pleads with her for help. With the 2 halflings he is trying to drag apart. She grabs one and slams it into the wall and then throws the other in the direction of the orc. A dazed bugbear stumbles across her path and she draws a blade across his throat. Franklin's eyes grow wide, seeing the devastation caused by this mysteriously striking Yuan-Ti pureblood. "Don't kill them," he shouts, as people in the basement turn and notice her blood-splattered hands and the litter of bodies. "Well, it's too late now," she snarls as she puts her hood up. "I'll send you the bill," is the last thing Franklin hears as the Yuan-Ti disappears up the stairs. Cut to.
I wonder if I can somehow rewire all of this so he doesn't end up being so sanctimonious. Baggi thinks, smiles to herself. It's a brief moment of humour amongst an otherwise quite traumatic task of a friend. He holds up a cog, trying desperately to determine where it comes from. Through the magnifying glass, she makes out faint letters, BCP, and assumes it's part of a bicep. Still unsure, she attempts to place it in the most obvious-looking place, and a thought crosses her mind. Whoever created him really cared. And a thought almost overlapping the previous one, it comes out quickly, was, I really care. Fixing things is one thing. Fixing a person is another. She wipes her brow and realises that she's sweating. "Little Rix," she says, "pass me that wrench." Cut to.
You see little Rick's kind of hand up the wrench itself. He looks over and we see the two of them sort of working on this kind of body itself. The sparks sort of flying off, the sound of the wrench as they're tightening it up. As we see the sun kind of rise and fall and rise again. As we come through to see what seems like a completed body of Big Phatts. As the two of you sort of stand tired, caffeine deprived and covered in grease. As you look down towards the body and you wait, as you see the camera fall through Big Phat's smoking hole, as it goes down through the table, down through the building, into the sewer itself, as we go further and further down until we come towards a great and ancient door that we float through like ghosts, so that we see a room filled with hundreds and thousands of dragons. Good. Lovely montages today, guys. Really, really nice. So,
But I really didn't like the term smoking hole.
I know, right? It doesn't fit at all. It feels like it's coming out here or something. So yeah, we won't do that one again. But hey, it's canon. It's canon now. I can't help it now. It's there.
I thought that's what we were going to rename Trollskull Manor.
The smoking hole.
Smoking hole. Oh, gross.
Oh god damn it. Alrighty. So as we stand sort of looking over at the body, and we just see come out of the smoking hole. The two of you stand and wait as you watch. And suddenly there's a sort of like a click. Click. As the sort of the power begins to kind of start to begin to activate within the Warforged body. And suddenly he twitches slightly. And I'm going to hand that over to Rob from there. As he twitches slightly.
His, although he has no visual eyes, the slits in his kind of skull helmet kind of thing start to faintly light up as he bolts rigid up to a sitting position, and then his head turns in a very unnatural direction towards Baggi and Little Rix. His legs swing over the side as he pauses for a moment with an uncanny stillness. He surveys Baggi and Little Rix, and for a moment you are unsure as to whether he recognizes you. His hands then quickly draw to behind his back and pull out the two hand axes as he stands and looms over Baggi and Little Rix. Who the hell are you?
Baggi immediately basically kicks Little Rix behind her and pulls out her, grabs her great axe, and it's just Baggi. It's me, Baggi. Little Rix, Big Phatts. Big Phatts? Big Phatts.
Phatts' head jolts over to the left and right of the room, surveying the area in almost a military fashion. He raises his axe higher. What have you done to me?
Well, I fixed you. We put you back together. Do you remember us? Do you remember who you are?
Looks over at Little Rix, confused, and pauses. You hear a faint, distant sound coming from inside Phatts' chest that begins to swell to a crescendo. The axes drop as he looks back at you and Little Rix. I heard an explosion, and then it all went black. You fixed me.
You do remember. Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, me, with the help of this one, gestures down to Little Rix.
Like Little Rix is sort of holding onto the wrench, and you can see that his grip is sort of almost white knuckled his hands, but he's in a position that he's maybe started to learn from you guys, so that he looks like, yeah, he could hit something hard with that.
And Baggi just looks at Little Rix and is like, it's okay. Yeah, you were in pieces, but we kind of managed to get you back together. I mean, you do remember us, right? You Baggi, Rix, Oshi, Pups.
And Phatts is completely still as he surveys the room and tries to jog his memory of what's happened. When I was created, I was told that only an artisan could fix me. Did you know what you were doing, or was it instinct?
I suppose a bit of both, really.
She was really good, actually.
Well, you know, I know how parts work. I know that kind of thing, and then the rest of it. I mean, whoever created you cared a lot about you because there were clues along the way. They're obviously a person who, if that, you know, they suspected that one day that might happen to you, and they wanted you to be able to be put back together. So I kind of had help, not just from him, but from your maker.
You said there were clues about my maker. What did you find? Anything as about their names or their identity?
I mean, not as far as I could tell. They'd kind of engraved certain things on each part, kind of abbreviations. I mean, there was one abbreviation I could work out. B. I just found a place that I thought it would fit, but I couldn't work out why.
Did you say GPD?
I said PC, but it can be GPD if you want.
Oh no, I just did your mic cut out slightly when you were saying it. PC, huh? Thank you for bringing me back.
You're welcome. I'm really glad that it
What
worked.
happened?
There was a huge explosion. You were meeting Raynar, Ralph, and a gnome called Dalakar. Ralph and Dalakar didn't make it. Raynar actually came later on, but you managed to squirrel away something that's probably hugely important. You were given something, and you must have swallowed it before the explosion went off.
Could you do a history check for me, please, Rob? I want to see how damaged your memory cells are. Okay.
Pretty bad. 5.
Yeah, I think you remember the instinct, but you don't remember actually doing it, if that makes sense. So you could see the ball sort of coming for the explosion, and you remember thinking it, but you don't remember actually doing it.
And is any of my memory corrupted about the rest of the gang? As in Oshi, Baggi, Pups, Ririx?
I think you... From a 5. I think you might remember names. Faces might be a bit more of a problem.
Cool.
But I'll allow you to kind of play with that as you wish. I think... Oh, this could be good. Oh, that's really harsh.
Let's do it. Go. Lean
Alright.
into it. Let's do it.
All right. You know that you've pledged your life to someone, but you don't know who it is.
Oh, shit.
But I also think, yeah, whether you decide to kind of reveal this or not is totally up to you.
Sure.
I kind of feel like I've just like done something to your character and then taken away something, like I always do with your characters. I'm sorry, Rob. But yeah,
Alright.
I think that's so. What you see is sort of Big Phatts sort of standing again, looking very motionless again. And I think little Rick is sort of like coming forward, and he's sort of holding onto your hand, Baggi. As he kind of looks up to you and looks up to Big Phatts.
I think it's okay. You can say hi.
And he sort of walks forward with your hand, still holding your hand, and then sort of hugs Big Phatts' leg, just causing you to kind of come closer as well.
And Phatts, his movements are different from how you have seen them before, where once you could see almost a soul trapped in a mechanical body. It feels more machine now than it does, an emotion-driven being. And his head looks down at little Rix, and it cocks slightly in a gesture of confusion. Who's the kid?
Like little Rix is like, it's me, little Rix, silly. And he sort of grabs hold of your leg. And he's like, the kid's like, I think little Rix is laughing. And he thinks this is a big joke.
And Phatts turns towards the door and starts walking with Rix still attached.
Yep. As you kind of walk away from Baggi, as Baggi, you see him kind of go. What's your kind of thoughts as you see him go out the door?
I'm worried I completely fucked him up.
Oh.
Terrifying.
So you see him walk out. Okay, so we kind of see you kind of come down. We sort of leave with Big Phatts as he stomps down the stairs. I think he just sort of, this is a very much instinctual walk. Same way that you somehow fucking find the toilet when you're half drunk and asleep. So it's that kind of thing as you kind of stomp downstairs. Who's downstairs at this time? Anybody? Yeah, Oshi. So Oshi, you're sat at a bar. I mean, hey, it's 9:20 in the morning. It's got to be whiskey time. So so you got to come down the steps. You see Big Phatts kind of like sort of come down.
Oh, thank goodness you're okay. Oh, wow. Brilliant. Great to see you, Big Phatts.
And you are?
Excuse me?
I asked you who you are.
Okay, I get it. You're trying to be rude.
Baggi's there at this point and steps in and just goes, it's Oshisota.
The name rings a bell.
Yeah, I run this place and you're just lodging.
Very well. Where's my room?
What is going... What?
I think I might have done something not quite right. He kind of... Phatts, you're there. Phatts, doesn't quite recognise us, but sort of does. And he sounds like Phatts.
So it's not a joke then?
No. I mean, it could just be a process thing. It could be like warming up thing. It might come back eventually. I mean, he was in pieces and then... Hang on, let me try something. Phatts, you fancy a smoke?
Never touched before in my life.
Right.
Big Phatts, we're not a danger to you. We're part of the same group. We work together.
I'll be the judge of that.
Hey, Baggi.
You said something about an explosion. Where did it happen?
Just outside.
Phatts immediately beelines out the front door.
So as you see him leave, so I think Big Phatts, you see as you step out, you see this kind of big, almost a burnt black crater, pretty much, outside. You can still see some of the windows, and a lot of them are still smashed, but people have boarded them up and things like this. And back inside, we have Baggi and Oshi as we just see you march out. As Baggi sort of turns and looks at Oshi.
I don't know what I've done wrong. I've done something wrong.
Well, I mean, don't be too hard on yourself. You've never fixed a Warforged before.
I just don't understand. Everything seemed to fit fine. You'd think that he would just come back and know everything, like it would just be there imprinted on him. But then I suppose, I don't know, like what even is a memory, really?
Maybe he has. Maybe we need to go and look for another piece of him outside where he holds memory.
He said something about an artisan is the only thing that could fix him.
Oh.
And I just went and completely winged it based off what I know. And now he's different. He's the same, but he's different. I mean, how can he come back and sound the same and talk in a similar way, but not?
So have we got taken to an artisan now then?
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know, like a mechanical doctor. Something.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd done it. I thought I'd done it, and I thought it was going to be fine, and it's not fine because it's weird. He's not the same, and he's different. And what if he turns on us?
Then we'll kill him. But don't worry, you did a really good job. He's walking and talking and.
Yeah, we'll tell that to little Rix.
Okay, could you do a wisdom save, please, Baggi?
Take the board. It's a 12.
12, good. As much as you are doubting yourself on this, you kind of begin to push through that, and you start to think about, I could give it another go. But that idea flashes, and whether you take that as to move on with is certainly up to you. But that's something that flashes in your brain. You could try again. Also, as you remember where his switch is.
The off switch. I think for now, I don't know, we see how it goes and we keep a close eye on him. If his memory suddenly starts coming back, he might go absolutely like AWOL, you know? Especially if it's past. I mean, we don't know what he's been through, do we? Or if he suddenly starts remembering all of that in one go, it would be like an overload. It seems like. So I think we need to stick with him today, maybe tomorrow, and then just see how it goes. And if it's not working out, then maybe I could give it another go.
We could just tie him down. So then we don't have to stick with him. Put ourselves in danger.
Yeah, but we need him. We really do need him, and I think I need him to come back. Like him, not what he is at the moment.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah, well, first port of call is going to see what he's doing outside.
So you sort of head outside. At any point, Pups, if you want to be somewhere, just grab it. I think you're up meditation. That's why I haven't brought you in from your cutscene. So we swing outside as you're kind of walking along, and you sort of stop in front of the big black crater. And little Rex is like, "What are you doing? Just stop it!"
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
And Phatts bends over Rix in his full height. I said, shut up.
And you told me to keep my mouth open and speak my mind. So no.
Fine. Stop bothering me. I got a job to do. And Phatts starts to look out to the general public? Is there anyone standing there looking my direction?
Yeah, I think there's a few people. I think you've got a lot of the shop owners are still there. So we have. Let me have a quick look. Intro. There we go. So I think across the way you can see Tallyfell Branch, who is the carpenter, sort of the area. I also think that you can see a. Yeah, you can see a Dragonborn. So who's Rashal, who's is a sort of, he owns like a bookstore, so he's kind of there with these kind of big rimmed glasses. He's got a big cloak, and he's sort of carrying loads of books as he kind of wanders along. I think that's probably the people we can see at the moment. Everybody else is sort of inside doing their things.
In terms of like, if I'm thinking about this in like very almost robotic military understanding, is there anywhere surrounding the area that has the blackened ash kind of charcoaled ground? Are there any shops that or places that would seem like it was a good vantage point to detonate something or throw a projectile or something?
Yeah, do a perception with advantage.
That is 18.
18, lovely. Yeah, so you kind of look around, it's sort of and sort of like scanning around, and you think there is a shop. Let me actually bring you. Actually, I might bring you over to Trollskull Alley so you can see it. Where is the alley? Over there. Yeah. Okie dokie, and let's go over to the play screen so the guys can see it as well. All right, so I think you are currently. Oh, I'm guessing you can't see anything.
Nope.
All righty, let me just quickly put in some light so that we can see what's going on. Global illumination. Bosh. Better? You see it?
No, still got a black screen, unfortunately.
Fantastic. Right, let me throw in Big Phatts so we know where he is. Dash. Okay.
Hey, okay, sweet.
Okay, I'm going to just quickly make it so everyone can see your token. Makes it a bit easier. Oh, all players, fine. You should all be able to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sort of standing in that kind of area there, which is where the kind of explosion went off. And you think the best spot, funnily enough, is actually the other side of this road, on the rooftop.
And what building is that? Is it a shop or is it a residence?
It's a residence.
Phatts gonna walk up and kick the door open.
He could bang and he hears, "Ah!" As it's
Yeah.
sort of made with a frying pan. She's like, "Get out! Get out!" And she starts screaming at you as you kind of kick in the kitchen door.
He's gonna draw both axes as he approaches.
She suddenly gets frozen in fear and just sort of stands, just completely terrified. She just kind of, as she watches you kind of walk towards her. And then she realizes she's got the pan. She just drops the pan. She's just like, "Just take anything you want. You can have anything you want. Just please don't hurt
I
us."
want information.
About what?
The explosion that happened outside, was it you?
No, of course not. No. We ran over
Your
and helped.
residence is at a prime location where it would have been possible to throw such a projectile causing said explosion. Now I ask again, was it you?
No.
Who else is here?
Just at the moment, my husband's at work. It's just me and the kids. And then you just sort of hear like this sort of shouting from upstairs, sort of kids playing. Please, just leave and just don't hurt us, please.
Can I do an insight check on this person to see if I believe her?
Yep, sure. I'm gonna ask you to do it. Yeah, go for insight.
Oh no.
It's a nat 1.
Oh shit.
What do I gather from? I realize this is going very off kilter.
That's cool.
Um,
I think you. Yeah, she's lying.
Phatts is going to slam the axe, narrowly missing her frame onto the table that she was working on.
And she sort
Don't
of-
lie to me.
and she sort of screams and sort of just sort of freezes as suddenly this red lizard jumps up in front of you, and he's just got hold of something. I think it's like a shard of glass, and he looks up at you and he's like, "Big Phatts, back off!"
Phatts looks down, confused. Something so small should not have the confidence to be able to go up against something so large.
What did you say?
You heard me. Back off and leave this poor woman alone. Turn around and leave this house.
I'm here for answers, and I intend to get them.
Okay, do you want an answer? You're being a prick. Turn around and go home.
Phatts turns, but heads upstairs.
And literally, as you say that, the woman jumps over with the frying pan and hits you. And she just goes straight in because she's not having that. Let's see what she
Yeah,
rolls.
cool. Makes sense to me.
13. I don't think it's gonna beat.
Misses.
All right. So she tries to kind of get in your way, pretty much, and you kind of just push her away, and start stomping up the stairs. The the sound of the children has sort of become a lot quieter. They've almost gone silent as she starts stomping up the stairs.
And Phatts is looking not to hurt the children, but looking for the vantage point that he reckons whoever caused this explosion would have used.
So you kind of look around and you see, you go, and you look up and you see there's a hatch in the ceiling, like a loft space. Because you have it, as you kind of have a look around, you don't think there's any rooms that have windows that would face that point. So the only truth could be upstairs, up in the loft. As we,
Great.
I really kind of want to stay with this, if that's okay with everyone. Yeah, cool. So you kind of look up and you see it, and what do you want to do from there?
He's going to force his way through the ceiling opening, or the hatch, whatever it is. And he's not doing it quietly. He still has one of his axes drawn, and the other has been put away while he's pushing this ceiling.
Okay, let's do a strength check on that then, please. Athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Okay.
11.
11.
You sit there like sort of struggling to go through, and then you just hear this kind of like these 2 feet, little feet, sort of slam into the ground. And now you see that he's managed to get hold of a kitchen knife. And little Rex stood in front of you again.
I don't think Phatts thinks that he's in any danger. I think Phatts is going to try and get through the ceiling again.
Cool. So little Rex sees you do this, and he runs, jumps off the banister, jumps off the wall, spins, and is going to try and drive a blade into your throat. Into your back. Your
Fucking
head.
hell. Little Rex. Come on,
Little
lad.
Rex has been watching you guys for a long time. So he's going to try and do this. I'm going to give him some sneak attack on this.
Go
If
for
it
it.
lands.
Give him whatever you need.
Do you reckon at chat at home? I think that he's a kobold, he's already got a +2, so let's give him a +2 on that one.
And you've
I'm
got
gonna give him-
advantages, Joe.
And I'm going to give him one more because it's little Rex and we love him. And I'm going to take an advantage on this. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's roll that once and roll it again. Okay, 19. Does 19 hit?
19 hits. Does.
So he turns and he just drives over with the kitchen knife and just like, whoa, boom, and he slams it just behind your back of your head. And he's gonna take. It's got a huge amount of damage, I don't think. 1d4 plus 3, and then we also gonna do. Do you reckon? So just wait for a car or something to go. So and we'll say what 2d6. I think that's good enough. Yeah, 2d6. All right, so you take in total 9 piercing damage from Little Rick's, and now he's on your back and he's sort of like pushing on the blade, and all he's shouting is he's shouting, "If you won't leave, I will put you down." Is what you keep shouting.
Phatts is going to go into rage.
All right, so we see him kind of go into burst of rage, and can you give us the start of your action, not the full part of it?
He's going to attempt to grab him by the scruff and throw him towards the far wall.
So we see him kind of bring his hand up as we cut across the road, and I think Baggi and Oshi has stepped out. And that's when you saw him just go. Almost like that was the point when you stepped out, you saw him kick the door in of the house. I think Pups, you might have heard that.
Yeah, so I was imagining that I was literally just about to have jumped in, imagining that Pups has heard all of this and gone running. I was waiting till the end of that action and was going to essentially be in the doorway.
So essentially what I think there then is you come out, I think you've seen him kick the door in, you've made some sort of noise, which is then allowed Pups to see you guys outside. Yeah, should we go with that? Okay.
Well, Oshi's just, I guess, going to run to the house.
Cool. So he kind of run. I'm guessing Baggi you're going to go with?
100% yes.
Okay, and I'm just going to say that I'm guessing we're all going. So, Pups, Pups, you kind of like open the window and sort of somersault out and land on the ground and carry on running as you all run into the house. So you run into the house, you see that there's this woman on the floor. She's got blood on her head because she's hit her head on the way down. She's still got a frying pan in her hand. And she kind of just looks up with you, complete daze, and tries to kind of lift the frying pan and pops it back down again. As you kind of like run towards her first.
What is this a human?
Yeah, I think it's a human.
Okay, so is she maybe like 5'2"? Is she like what?
Yeah, they said she is. They said she's 5'5". I think she looks like a middle class woman. Definitely, I think she works. I'm gonna keep going with this. So I think she's fairly well dressed for the area. Clearly overworked, but she's a normal human. Doesn't look like a hero in any way. If that makes sense. I'm going to retcon that. Do you know what I mean? Definitely looks like a hero, but not the adventurers that we know. There you go. That's a better way of putting it.
Baggi, seeing he's clearly not in this room anymore, just asks her where he's gone. Like, where is he?
She goes, the children.
Where are the children?
And she keeps saying it, but her eyes keep drifting towards the stairs.
Pups is gone.
Okay. So as you kind of run upstairs, all right, so let's do this attack roll on Little Rick's.
Okay, I'm going to go reckless on it. So it will be with advantage, but everything will be with advantage on me then. That is a 25. That's a crit.
But all right, so you grab hold of him and you just chuck him across the hallway as he falls and he lands against the wall. So it's only 10 foot, so I'm going to do 1d6, but I'm going to do that twice. Okay. So it's 2d6. This is the crit. Okay, and he slams against the wall and just sort of slides down and falls, and he is out for the count. I think Pups, you sort of come upstairs as little Rick slams against the wall, and you're standing in front of him. Okay, I'm gonna move this into something so we can have a little bit of a play. Do you mind if I use the hideout from before? And we'll just use that as the hallway.
This is not what I was expecting today.
Neither was I. It was a split-second decision when we started, and also this may be a good moment to say, if any X cards need to happen, then throw them up.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so we're going to say this is the corridor up top here. Down the stairs. Pups, I think. Yeah, this feels like that, I reckon.
I'm still on the street.
Oh, maybe I did move it over. There we go.
Nice.
So over here. So little Rick's is sort of lying over here. Okay.
Yeah, Rick's is where? Sorry, I missed that. Oh, with where the squiggle is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Pups, seeing the throw of little Rick's, like, runs immediately in that direction and is almost stood there between him and Phatts as he lands, and just looks directly at Phatts.
Okay. Let's roll some initiative, and then we all finish that line. Okay. Oh God, I don't have to roll an initiative. This is pretty weird.
Oh, that's a bad roll for me.
Let's have a look.
Are we all doing it? Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're all rolling in.
Oh, Pups and Gabby, yeah.
How much do you think that Oshi, Baggi, and Pups have spoken about? Or do you reckon they've just all gone running?
I think Oshi and Baggi know what's going on.
Yeah.
You have absolutely.
I just know that he's gone rogue.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you were Pups 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right, and I'm going to put in a little Rick's as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give him a 1.
As you have entered the room, by the way, after you've seen the boom slide down unconscious body of Rick's, you've noticed that over the shoulder of Phatts are 3 semi-translucent figures. Whereas once you would have been able to distinguish faces, they are now faceless.
Oh my word.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's like, what happened? What
You
happened?
didn't.
Bye.
You weren't sad for me when I told you I'd get my revenge.
I'll find some music that might work. Fine, this will do. All right.
Useless spirits music.
Useless spirits music. Oh no, just go scary. Our scary music's terrifying. Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Yeah, it's too scary.
Okay. Scary. All right. Cool. So yeah, so I think Pups. I think it is you'll go first. So yeah, do you want to finish what you were saying?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Pups goes in and stands between Rick's and Big Phatts and looks at, like, pierces through Big Phatts and just growls, "Stand down, soldier." And for
You are not my commanding officer. Get out of my way.
no, you're gonna have to go through me if you want to get to him.
Okay. So what's your action gonna be?
So my action is going to be without moving my hand away from, without moving my eyes away from Phatts, is I very gently run my thumb over the top of Rick's forehead and use healing hands.
Nice.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to go into dodge using patient defense.
Good. All right. Let's go through to Oshisota.
So I think Oshi's just heard Big Phatts say, "You are not my commanding officer." So Oshi's going to perform as his commanding officer in this moment, and she's going to say, "Big Phatts, soldier, in this moment, I am your commanding officer. Stand down. You are in a place, group of trust. Stand down." And that's my action. Shall I roll a performance check?
Yes,
Or
please.
persuasion? Like, what would it be?
I think it's deception, really. But I think to play the part of this, hang on, yeah, I'm gonna go with performance because it's playing the part of somebody you don't know. You're just doing the airs of a commanding officer.
25?
5. Do you want to contest that at all, Rob?
I don't think I can.
It'd be with an insight.
I mean, I will. Yes, I'll contest it, but I think I'm beat. But let's see how much I'm beat.
Yeah, because if you get in that one, we could play some real fun things. All right, cool.
12.
Yeah, this feels correct. But it still feels a bit fishy. Do you know what I mean? You're in madness rage right now. You're in anger. So I think, yeah, you believe it, but maybe you don't believe the reason, if that makes sense. I take that
And
that's a no.
That's kind of slightly stands to attention.
Can I, can I use my movement to walk towards Phatts now?
Yeah, sure.
As I see that he's in attention. 1, 5. Yeah, so to there.
Oh,
Can I just stand in front of him?
to there.
To there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you just stand in front of him. Okay, cool. We're going to keep going with the turn order because I'm going to allow him to have them when he comes around. All right, Baggi.
Baggi is gonna move part of her movement. Oh, I'm up there, am I? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to pop you up there.
5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Okay, cool. Baggi's gonna move next to Pups. And also give Pups, she pulls out of her pocket like a little bottle full of red liquid, which is her last potion of healing, to give to Pups. And as she does so, she's going to say, "We need Phatts to be still enough for me to switch him off." I think that's all she's going to do. So yeah, that's my movement and interacting with the object, and I think that's it. Oh, unless maybe can I say to Pups to use his stone to tell Oshi that? I assume.
Yeah, you have to be on their turn to do so, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
you can hold any actions if you want to. You can go into do anything else with it, or you just literally that's all you're doing, being very peaceful about it, just like
I
turn
think
them off.
the only thing that I'm going to hold is holding Firebolt in case Phatts goes to attack Oshi or Pups.
Great, that's
Almost
perfect.
holding her lighter in her pocket, like ready to like fling it out.
Looks
So
like
it looks kind of calm, but yeah.
Really nice. All right, so Big Phatts just stood there. You've got this kind of rage on. You've just thrown this kind of small lizard against the wall. Then you've had another small goblin sort of stand up to you today. It feels like today's a day the small things stand up to you. And then your commanding officer has sort of appeared.
I need some advice on what's best to roll here, because in the house moments ago, Oshi was introduced to me not as my commanding officer, and I was told her name. To try and determine although I believe the performance, there's something is awry.
Yep.
So I'm trying to
That's-
determine what is best to roll here.
I would say probably a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay.
You're trying to kind of get over on your own mind over something. Okay.
17.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that beats the thought of the performance in that way of like, yeah, the performance has happened, but wait, this is Oshi. You were told it was called Oshi. Do you know what I mean? That's what overrides it. But you still believe him to be a commanding officer, but it's confusing now.
Mhm.
So which is true? Which is true?
Fuck, this is tough. Phatts is gonna raise his weapons again, and he will say to Oshi,
I have reason to believe that these individuals need to be apprehended.
Can I respond?
Yeah, because your goes next, so I'll allow you to kind of be a mixture of goes, if that makes sense.
Okay. And Oshi says, "Thank you for this information, soldier. I'm relieving you of your duties. Please wait downstairs." Is that
Can I?
performance again?
Can I?
Yeah, your go is actually now, Rob, so that you can. This is now your action is now happening.
Okay, Phatts will. I'll do wisdom. I'll do wisdom again. To see. 18.
I have no idea what you're rolling for, so that's your line.
I know.
It's not my line.
Yeah. Okay. Phatts will try to get through the ceiling again.
Okay, so let's do an athletics check. I think you do this with advantage, don't you? Because of
I'm raging.
raging, yeah. Oh,
Awful.
and
7.
you're just like, boom, boom. You're just like smacking into the ceiling, trying to get it open. Okay, let me get anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope.
No, within that one, I'm going to give you some damage.
It was a 7 because it was with advantage.
Ah, of course. Okay, don't worry about that then. Alrighty, so you drop out of rage.
Okay.
Yep. So Little Rex is kind of going to look up, and he's just going to look at you, or to say behind you, Pups. She's like, I tried to stop him. And then he sort of like leans back and tries to get himself up, looking for his knife to get back in the fight. But that's what he's going to do. His action is going to be looking for his knife. Okay, Oshi, you've just seen him just like almost ignore what you say and start smashing into the ceiling.
Do I know Big Phatts enough to recognise when he comes out of rage? Or is that not something you can see by the eye?
I think we've described him without any light or without anything behind the
You would
eyes. So...
see the ancestral protectors disappear.
Yes, you would.
Mm.
Yes, you would, Rob. Thank you.
So I'm gonna walk towards. Can I get closer to Big Phatts? Is that possible?
Yeah. You're really 10 feet away from him.
Okay, I don't think I can see.
I
thought I thought he was here.
So this is Big Phatts here.
Oh, amazing! I'm gonna say, soldier, may I approach and assist your work as his commanding officer? Is that another performance check?
I'm going to let him answer to give the response, and then we'll decide if we need to do anything with it. Oh, camera's just gone off. Okay. What's the response, Rob?
The situation is not yet in control.
And that's all you get from him. So you know, take that as you will.
Have I still got an action to do?
Yes.
Can I walk over to Little Rick's and can I take him out of the room?
Yeah. You just turn around. And you get back to... Let's have a look, see how far you can get back. Unless you want to dash it.
Yeah, I can dash it, yeah.
Yeah, you can get into like here. And he's literally like, as you grab him, he's like shouting that he wants to get back in the fight. But he's also shouting, don't kill him. Just put him down. Just put him down. Okay, Pups.
On hearing just put him down, Pups turns to Baggi and says, I'm not strong enough. Maybe you are. I'll keep him distracted. And Pups is going in.
Okay.
I'm going to give you advantage on your attack because Phatts is still trying to get through the ceiling and is preoccupied.
Yeah,
and also you threw Reckless, didn't you?
But that was to the end of his turn. And
Is it not the next attack against you?
It's
Till my next turn.
Oh.
But he is
Okay.
distracted, so yeah.
All right. So we're going to go into there. That was all 40 of my movement. Cool. All right. Yep, we're going quarterstaff, two-handed, 22 to hit.
Hits.
For 8 bludgeoning damage. And then let's just do 1. We're going to throw a Fury of the Small on top of this. Why not?
Right.
It's a 9.
So it misses. So we can see you kind of swing. I guess you go for like a knee instead.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. None of this is going to be with the intention of mortal damage. So I'm just going to be going for like joints. See if there's any weak points from where Baggi's repaired, and just going in.
Yeah. So it's sort of like his knee kind of gets pushed down, but he then kind of stands back up and carries on punching the ceiling, taking 8 bludgeoning damage. That's for the full 8 because you're not in rage.
Yep, taking it.
As it's like this other hand kind of goes to go in, I think your hand just hit against the metal. That's just that. Dong!
And Phatts' head turns to then look directly at you.
Oh God. Okay, Baggi.
No. No. Gosh. Okay, so the time is now. The time is now. Baggi's going to, seeing that Phatts is so distracted with the ceiling and then now Pups, is going to run straight down. 10, 15, 20, 25 to here.
Mm-hmm.
And can I ready an action so that maybe when Phatts goes to strike Pups?
Oh, we forgot your firebolt as well, didn't we?
Oh shit! Oh, because Phatts hasn't actually gone to attack yet, though.
Oh, that's true.
Has he?
But I have this rule that if the action doesn't appear from a held action, you can do some of that action. So if it was like a sneak attack, he wouldn't get the sneak attack stuff on it, but you get the normal damage. So if you want to, you can fire that firebolt before you moved.
Yeah, I'd have to be.
But it's your choice.
I assume with firebolt because it's one of those ones where it's like you can go up to 120 feet. So I always feel like it can't be something that you do right next to someone.
No, next to it you can do, but it'd be disadvantage. This is why I thought that you do the firebolt before you go.
Before and then move. Yeah. Okay. Amazing. So,
but this does not class as your action spell or anything like that. This is from the action. This is from the turn before.
Amazing. So I suppose we know what's going to happen. I've already seen what's going to happen. Okay, so let's imagine then the light comes out straight towards Big Phatts. It's 7, which won't hit, will it?
No, so it kind of like flows past. I almost think that when that knee comes in and he drops, that's where the fireball goes over his shoulder.
100%.
And then then it's your go. Now it's your action.
So yeah, Baggi, hoping that's enough of a distraction, is going to come back to there, and basically ready herself to essentially try and turn Big Phatts off.
Okay, so you're trying to get behind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay, good. So that'll have to come through in the next turn if that happens.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay, big Phatts, you've now just seen a big orc has now just come right next to you. That you know is Baggi, but other than that, you know nothing more about them.
Phatts is going to keep his attention on Pups, and bonus action will go back into rage again. And as the spirits come out, the faceless spirits, almost in a kind of glitchy fashion, suddenly a face appears on one of them, and then it fades back into a facelessness again. As Phatts will then swing his sheep recklessly at Pups. So I'll do this with advantage.
Ooh, misses.
14 misses.
Yeah. And it gets slams into the wood, literally just above your head. But you're sort of slammed into the wood now, I think, and you sort of wrench it out. Anything else you'd like to do, Rob?
He, as a response to Pups's punch into the side, he will just say, "That was a mistake." And then he will have swung and missed and then pulled the axe back out.
Okay, little Rix is going to try and bite your hand, Oshi, so that he can go back in the fight. He's just a product of you guys. That's all it is. All right, so let's see what he rolls. If he beats you, no, it doesn't. He goes to try and bite, and you can feel him sort of scrambling on your hand, pretty much, and sort of rolling around in it, and you're sort of just keeping held of him. All right, as it is now your turn, Oshi.
Oshi's gonna keep moving out of the house with little Rix.
Cool. So I'm just gonna take you. So you go downstairs.
Yeah.
And I think you're out. You're out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just gonna take you out of the turn order. Okay, Pups. So it's just slammed against the wall.
Pups looks up and says, "Do you remember why that axe is called the sheep?" And goes in again with the quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
With advantage.
Oh yeah, with advantage. 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Hits.
And this one I'll put the Fury of the Smalling because it's when I damage someone that it goes on.
Okay.
For 11.
So I'll take 5.
Take 5 of that, yeah.
And then... No, I'm going to keep it. So we're just going to do the one unarmed. 21.
21 hits.
Hits.
Oh, ignore that 4. So for 9.
So I'll take 4.
And... Nope, I'm going to stay there for now.
Okay, cool. So we kind of see you kind of swing over, you go for another joint. So maybe it's on the arm to sort of try and get rid of the thing.
As I punctuate the thing, I almost grab the axe and bring it down onto the elbow and go bang, remember why this is called the sheep, and elbow him in the head.
Great. That's really lovely. All right. So
you see one of the ancestral ghosts flickers again into a face and then flickers back.
Okay, Baggi. So are you still on with your same plan from before?
100%. I don't think Baggi's noticed that. I think it's he's done too much damage, and it's oh, fucking hell, this is completely my fault. So she's going to attempt to, probably using something from like thieves' tools, like maybe like a small little screwdriver. And I'm imagining it literally like it is just a point, you know, when you like reset a phone and you have to like get a tiny bit in, you like, that's what I'm doing. So,
Okay. All right, so let's use... what did we use last time? We used Tinker's Tools, wasn't it? Yeah, let's use Tinker's Tools with Dexterity.
Great.
And what's your AC, Big Phatts?
16.
16 you got beat.
Okay. Here we go.
So you're going to go in to try and press the button, and Big Phatts notices you do it and just moves out the way and sees what you're trying to do. I was like, this is going to finish now, and it doesn't. Okay, Big Phatts, unless there's anything else you'd like to do, Baggi.
I'd like to rewind back in time as the player.
Such a good idea. It was literally the idea to do here, but you just didn't come off. That's all.
Has
All right.
Oshi been taken out of the turn order?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's gone.
She's done. She's out of there.
I've
have you?
tried to, like, I thought I was stabilising the situation by taking little Ricks out, but no.
Oh, I thought you were getting him out so you didn't have to see what us will take out Big Fat.
Oh, God.
Okay, great. Right, well, I'm now going to go sheep on Pups. Recklessly again. 22.
That hits.
That is for 11 damage.
Ooh,
okay.
I'm then going to take the shepherd and swing it at Baggi. This is not with advantage because it's the first attack, so 9 misses.
No, it misses. Slam as it slams into the side of Pups as he like slams against the wall. As you then turn with the backhand to try and swing, and you literally, I think, Baggi just sort of leans over the balcony as it so just misses her. Still with the kind of the mechanical rage that continues. Little Rex is gone. Okay, we're back to Pups again.
That was quite a big hit. So Pup sort of like reels and.
Pardon me. Sorry.
Go on.
Reckless attack means that second attack is also with advantage.
Oh
Okay.
no.
All right, so it's here. Oh,
Because
all
it's for
attacks.
it's for all my attacks during that turn.
Okay, so let's say 17. That hits then.
Yeah.
And it's for 7.
All right, so instead it's slam across hits. Turn into a plug. Slams hit into Pups. Backhand swings across, and I think you just slice across her shoulder, over here, through the coat. So I think the coat's been ripped. But yeah, big hits. Is that everything then? Big Phatts it is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption.
Oh no, it's great. No, it's great.
That's good.
Yeah. All right, Pups.
So yeah, Pups takes the big hit, spits some blood on the floor, sees Baggi take a hit, rears back the quarterstaff as he's turned away, looking at Baggi, exposing his temple, and just two-handed rears back and says, "I'm not gonna fall, just like Tunk didn't fall," and goes bang onto the side of his head.
All right. Do I need any advantages here?
I already have advantage.
Oh, you do. Yeah, you do.
14.
Do not hit.
Mm.
So I think you kind of you go to maybe you hit him on a chin and it's just the chin just doesn't move.
Yeah.
And you kind of
So I think comes up, hits like as it glances, sort of goes, plants it in the ground and comes up and just sort of wraps around his head and just like knees him twice in the chin. As like fully just got up now and is like trying to cover his eyes and is just relentlessly kneeing him in the head. So that's going to be a flurry of blows.
Okay.
21 and 10.
21 hits.
21 and the 15 as well. It's a 15. Does that
It's a
hit?
15.
15 misses.
Okay.
Ooh. For 9.
Take 4.
Great. And then we
You
come
got me
right,
past
right.
bloodied.
It gets you past to Baggi.
Oh gosh, there's so much I want to do. Okay. Do you think I could do an action followed by an interaction with an object? Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, why not?
because I suppose the interaction I want to do is also a check as well. So I feel like, do you know what? I
Ooh,
feel
maybe not.
like, yeah. So I'm gonna try again
Okay.
because it's so close the last time, and it's just like this just needs to stop. Like Pups, she's seen what's happening with Pups. He's gone into that level where it's just like protect. Tunk is too much. Do I have any advantages, Dan Bevan? One.
Yes, you have. Sorry, I think my mic's not very good today, so I'm trying to keep it off as much as possible. You have 4 because everyone loved all your recaps. As soon as you started coming up with the recaps, everyone's like, baggy advantage.
Oh, thanks. Wow, amazing. Okay, so with advantage, I mean, it was Dex, wasn't it? She's going to try and attempt to sort after she's been smacked. She's going to go back down and just try and do it one more time.
Oh, it makes it beats. So literally, we see you drop to your knees and just hand up the bum, and it just like blink, and you just hit the button, and Big Phatts goes from the smang, and starts to slow down. Rob, do you want to describe how he shuts off?
He falls to his knees, and his head rests down. You find it intriguing how low he actually bends, as if whoever has programmed him that when in off state is as low to the ground as possible, perhaps because of their height.
Interesting.
And the axes drop mechanically to the floor. But he still has, despite not moving anymore, the kind of machine way of movement that he has started exhibiting since coming back to consciousness. You are slightly, you know that he's off, but you are also, there's an element of doubt in there as well because of how he's moved previously.
So there's a sort of a moment of silence. Just a pair of you are like just watching him and seeing if he's gonna move. As the sort of we see the camera sort of come above you, and as we go through the hole that he made on the ceiling, as we kind of fade through to white, as we're going to take a little break there. Whoa!
Yes,
Good to be back.
Yes, and.
Wow.
That was so stressful.
So our first PvP in Waterdeep. This is an interesting one. Yeah, well done, guys. That was fantastic from start to finish. But we are going to take a little break now and grab ourselves a drink and shake it all out. And
was
go
great.
for a wee or something.
I loved everything about that.
It was the weirdest thing for me to sit here and go. Off we go. Just, you know, yeah, very strange not to have to roll initiative for a battle. Very, very strange. But well done, guys. Fucking brilliant. So we'll come back in about 5-10 minutes time. I keep flicking on and off, so I'm going to get my phone charged as well while we're on a break as well. But we're going to get a little bit of word from our good friends over at Merely Role Players, and then we'll go on a break. So we'll see you listening. Anything anyone wants to say?
No, all good.
Great. See you in a bit. Bye.
Love. Bye.
Life's a game. The world's a stage. And we're merely role players. Now playing in the main house. Vigil.
It's true. My department has abandoned this town and left you to fend for yourselves against your worst nightmares. But I promise I'm not going anywhere, and I'm asking you to join me. Your neighbours never need to wake up and remember their nightmares, because we'll be there, keeping watch.
Vigil. A Merely Role Players production. Search for Merely Role Players wherever you find podcasts. Maximum drama guaranteed.
And welcome back, everybody. And I hope you had a nice little break, or sort of chilled your PvP sort of tushies a little bit, and sort of relax back in to how can we be friends and help each other in solving the mystery of the Neverember Enigma. But now you just want to kill each other, so you're just going to do that.
Smash cut back to Pups, and he's just still elbowing Big Phatts in the back of the head.
So-
Don't get up. I've seen Terminator. Give them all they want. Get up.
Was it just a portal opens up and another Big Phatts comes out?
Oh God.
Are you Sarah? Could you say, "Are you Sarah Connor" with as Big Phatts' voice?
Are you Sarah Connor? Come with me if you want to live.
So good. All right, so I think I'm gonna go from Big Phatts on the bar. Those four of you have managed to get over there. You've sorted out the lady. I think she's got friends around her now, and I think Pups, using some of your medical skills, have managed to kind of heal her up. And you've apologized profusely, probably getting a free ticket to your opening night, which is what, 2 weeks away. It's always it's always 2 weeks away. I think we should always have it 2 weeks away, no matter what day we're on.
2 weeks
And you've managed to kind of get his body up onto the bar, and I think you're all kind of stood around it looking at it. I think some of you are a little bit more bruised and bloodied. You're trying to figure out what to do. Is little Rick's there, or has he been taken elsewhere?
Maybe he's been taken for a timeout.
Mm-hmm. So he's literally locked in a crib, like chained in. He's like, going, "Let me get out!" And he's like,
This kid, man. What are we doing to this kid?
turning into a fucking hero is what he's doing.
That's right. Through lots and
so-
lots of trauma.
Lots of trauma. So we have the kind of you're sort of, he's lying on the bar. I think Baggi's got her big tools out, and you're all kind of looking over the body, trying to figure out what to do and how to fix this problem.
And Pups has gone and hidden the sheep and the shepherd. Hidden them up in like a little like secret compartment that he's made in the den. And as he comes back downstairs, he hands Baggi the potion that she gave him, and also one of the other potions from the haul that we got last time. Thanks, Cat Davies. So you've now got two. So what happened?
Well, I fixed him, or at least I thought I fixed him, and he didn't recognise any of us at all. He couldn't remember us. He could just remember the explosion, and I think he went into soldier mode. He didn't know what was going on, and it was like, well, I have to go and find this, I suppose.
And did he say anything else?
No, nothing really, but I offered him a cigar, and he said he'd never even touched one in his life.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So obviously something's gone wrong. I don't know if it's his memory or... I mean, it sounded like Phatts, but he didn't move like Phatts, and he didn't say things that Phatts would say. So...
I don't think Pups, knowing Baggi for as long as they have, I don't think Pups needs to roll anything to say, why are you giving yourself such a hard time?
Because this is my job, isn't it? This is what I do. Fix stuff. And this was a big thing to fix. Like all the parts are there, the parts work, the parts seem to be absolutely fine, yet.
Baggi, he got hit by a fireball. And he's a Warforged. God knows how long he's been since he was built. He's been through wars. He's been through everything. This isn't like making a cannon out of ladles. Like this is serious tech. That's a person in there. This is hard. And the fact that you go and working at all just shows how incredible a inventor, tinkerer, I don't know what you call yourself, but how far you've come. He's lucky to have you, and so are we.
I appreciate that. But I'm not going to be happy until he's back properly. And actually, I think Oshi was right when she said we should have tied him down. Realise how... Anyway, so...
What can we do?
Try and talk to someone. I can give it another go. But actually, I think Baggi then remembers the parcel, the package. He actually does have some information for us. He doesn't know it, but he managed to get something from Ralph and Dalaka.
What's that?
Baggi pulls it out of like the inside pocket of her coat that's still ripped, and sort of produces this like brown envelope full of documents. I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet, but I found it when I was working on him, and I thought we should look at it all together. And I was hoping that Big Phatts would be there for that as well, but he obviously swallowed.
Can I clear up something on that one?
Oh, go on.
So I think we've had the document.
Oh, have we already?
This is something else.
Ah.
So this is an added envelope.
A different envelope.
Different envelope. Maybe it's like small.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was the document the Castellanta's dossier thing?
Yeah, he ate that for sure. That's how you got it the first time. But this is a little extra piece that you found whilst digging around as well.
Well, shit, let's get it open then and see what we can find out.
Okay.
But hang on, before we do, wasn't Neverember going to go to one of these robot building folk who made Beardy?
Mm.
So, I mean, not doubting your abilities, Baggi, but maybe they could help.
It needs to be. What did you say, Baggi? It was a certain. He was built so only certain people could put him back together.
An artisan. One of the things, actually, one of the things said.
Do you reckon nimble rights are built by artisans?
Possibly. I imagine it's a simple.
So what is your kind of plan here?
Yes.
Wait, aren't we? Wait for Reynard to get back to us.
Yeah, it means you can still be proactive yourselves as well, and you can still go out and do stuff.
Yeah, we could go and find someone who makes. I think like the envelope is great, but I think until we get Phatts back, because Phatts might be able to glean something from it that we can't, and also we can't go jaunting off into the we can't go jaunting off and like leave him potentially gonna go T1000 and switch back on and go on a rampage again with little Ricks in a cage.
It's true.
Could we send for an artisan? Could we do a paper plane one?
I think we've got one more left.
Oh, are they finite?
Yeah, you had like a box of them, like 6 of them. So I think you would need to find a name of somebody to help you with that, to be able to send it in the first place. You could just put artisan and send it. You know.
Do we have like a yellow pages?
Yeah, let's go with
118 Waterdeep.
I think you do have a yellow pages, but I think it's like classically 10 years old. And it's definitely bigger than the ones you remember.
Great. I love that.
You're gonna give it a go?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
All right.
I feel like it's in like a random kitchen drawer where normally the yellow pages would be.
I mean, look, like that's one option. But if you back yourself to be able to do this yourself, like I will sit here and I will hold him down for as long as I possibly can whilst you do that. I've seen you mend things. I've seen you fix things. I believe in you.
This is something different, though. This isn't just like the mechanics of it. This is like his soul, essentially. His personality. Everything was different. Apart from the anger.
If you're going to start tinkering, I can take little Ricks and go and find an artisan.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Pups. Who was it? Was it Pups or Baggi? Well, it might have been Oshi as well. It said, heard somebody say about they look like the creatures from the carnivals where they had the witnesses last time.
Oh, I haven't got that written down. So I interviewed the mum who told me about the construct with the wiry beard.
Okay, don't worry then.
I mentioned that because they would normally be at a celebration, wouldn't they? Doing like
Oh yeah.
sort of entertainment.
Okay, so you got a couple of options then. What would you like to do? Would you like to look at the yellow pages? Would you like to send Oshi off? Would you like to give it a go?
You're the expert, Baggy.
I think I need help with it. So, Baggy's gonna have a little look in the Waterdeep yellow pages.
Right. When you go through artisans, you see the most flamboyant names you can ever see, and many of which have really bad adverts for them. Sort of like, do you need somebody to be lazy, lying in the corner as if they are completely high on heroin? Please take this artisan. Or like, do you need a mural painting? Please see Jeremy the painter, and all this kind of shit. And it's sort of
Contact
very
Novella.
exactly. So you sort of like have a look through, but could you do an investigation check for me, please?
Yes. Let's see how this goes. It's
All right. You kind of glance as you sort of flick through the pages, and there's you struggle to kind of find anything that's kind of connected to it. You do see something that has like an advert that has like cogs on it, and you kind of look into it. And can you do a religion check for me?
Oh, don't often get to do this.
I know, that's what I thought. 17. You know the symbol of the gear to be of the Temple of Gond. And Gond, you know, to be a... Actually, what do I know about Gond? Give me 1 second. I'll have a quick look. What does Google, what does Joe know about Gond? Okay.
Please hold.
It might be easier just to revive Arbor. Crazy question. But you know, we could bring him back, you know.
Okay, inside the temple. Yes, so you know it to be like essentially a temple of constructs, cogwork, and the complete and complete lawfulness of the anti-chaos of the universe.
Are we going to Hogwarts?
Cogwarts. You know what? Take a disadvantage for that. Sit down, Pups.
No, don't strike him down for that. That was beautiful. Well done, mate. I
All
loved
right,
it.
okay. Yeah, take an inspiration.
I won't kill you this time.
Take an inspiration. But you know, yeah, so this would be a temple that does actually look and work with constructs.
Okay, well that's interesting because we can kill two birds with one stone here.
Yeah.
We can try and contact these people and then hopefully get them to fix Phatts and maybe find out some stuff about these nimble rights while we're there.
Okay. Do you reckon they're going to tell us offhand just because out of the goodness of their heart, or have we got to come up with some sort of cover story?
Well, I think realistically, for us to be able to go in there and even question about nimble rights, we're going to have to pretend that we are a lot wealthier than we actually are.
So maybe the famous Baggalina of the Black Star 4 is in the business for some constructs.
Yes. Maybe Baggalina needs to come back.
I'm happy to be Baggalina's security detail all over again. I'll go and get my cloak.
As you hear this like clong as a bottle of whiskey is sort of placed onto Big Phatts's chest. She sort of like she rests it on the body, and sort of to give her opinion of what's going on here.
Well, if Baggalina's coming back, I suppose I'll stay at home and watch the fort.
And like off the back, you hear, "Oh, Team Sneaky!"
So are we strapping him down before we go then, or?
Yeah, I've got just the thing, and the immovable rod comes out on his.
So good. I don't think he could do a strength of 30 to get out of that anyway. So yeah, clunk, click, done. And he is completely locked up. All right. So you go and get ready. Oshi, are you going or are you gonna stay?
She really wants to stay.
Stay.
I think she's gonna have a chat with little Rick. She's gonna try
Okay.
and
That's cool. That's cool.
talk
All right.
his situation through with him.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll do the first part of Temple of Gons, and then we'll kick back over. Right. So you two get into a carriage. Could one of you get rid of a piece of gold? None of you got any money because it's all Big Phatts' money, right?
I've got 10 gold.
It's okay.
Oh, then you can get.
So you go.
Baggalina.
So you speak to the cab driver. You say to take to the Temple of God. He's like, Temple of God. Oh, the House of Inspired Hands. All right. And he kind of like, and like gets the horses going, and off he goes. So you go off into the seaward, up to a place you can see like the corner of the street, which is Sea Watch and Shark Street, which is in the seaward. So let's have a quick look at that. See if we can find it with my eyes. Okay. Where is the map? There is the map. Where is the bear? There is the bear. Okay. House of Gond. Where is the House of Gond? House of Inspired Hands. Right. Let's pop that in the map layer. There we go. All right. So let's move you guys over. I'm just going to move all of you because it's easier.
Cool.
Okay. Come all the way over here. Oh, sorry, everybody at home. You should be able to see that. There we go. There we are. So we are here at the House of Inspired Hands. Great. Alrighty. So where has that gone? Brilliant.
Did we have a short rest, Joe?
Yeah, you can have a short rest.
Yay, key points.
All right. So you can come around the corner. The House of Inspired Hands looks like a cross between a temple and a workshop. The symbol of Gond, which is a toothed cog with 4 spokes, is displayed prominently, with the silhouette of a human shape perching on the rooftop. It extends its arm, releasing a tiny metal sparrow into the sky. The bird does a few loops in the air and veers right towards you. So literally this bird sort of like swings down and comes towards you, and as it kind of goes down, it like scoops into the air, lands down onto your hand and goes tweet 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 tweet, and it flicks back up and spins back up the stairs, up to the roof again, and then sort of flies around the roof a little while as you see all of these like constructs of animals and plants that are all kind of like moving in clockwork sort of formation across the whole of the temple itself. And you can see that the temple doors are kind of right in front of you, and they're a huge complexness of different locks and pistons and different lock mechanisms and cogs, and each of the cogs will have faces upon them, so as they turn they kind of blink and open and blink and open, and of course the sound of the bells as the different clocks inside of the temple all chime at different times, having their own animation of animatronics kind of moving around of this quite glorious looking temple actually. As you kind of walk towards the doors sort of kind of open on their own as you kind of walk into this huge, massive, chamber. And again, it looks very much more like a workshop. Baggi could be right at home in this sort of environment.
Baggi's massively in awe, and I think she tries to sort of crack a joke. She's like, I mean, look at this. Look at it. This place literally runs like clockwork. Amazing.
You're such a nerd.
Shh. Shut up. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, Baggalina, you got this.
Mm-hmm.
So, could you do a perception check for me, please, somebody?
I'll do it. Where are my things? And it's a 21.
Oh,
21, cool. So you see that there are a number of marble pedestals, about 24 of them. Each of them is sitting on top of each of them is like a prize-winning invention, like a masterpiece, sort of sitting on top. So one of them you see a 4-foot tall working model of a clock tower, and it rings on every hour. It's made of wood, iron, and bronze and glass. And the brass bells and delicate hands formed of solid gold that sort of ring the bells every hour. You see another one which is a wooden flying machine, which has wings that flaps when it becomes airborne. You see another one which is a miniature model of a mechanical dragon turtle and has a brass plate affixed to its pedestal that reads, Big Belchy, sank in deep water harbour on the Day of Wonders. DR 1363. You also see, oh, my cameras keep going crazy. I'm just going to change my camera again. Sorry, everybody. There we go. I'm back. You see a functioning waking helmet equipped with a small articulated metal arms and hands that gently slap the wearer. Then he or she falls asleep. And you also find a miniature model of a red submarine shaped like manta rays. It has brass plates affixed on its pedestal that reads the Scarlet Marpanoth, Lanternese submersible, launched 1489 DR. Okay. Okay, and you're kind of looking around at these objects. And you kind of hear this voice kind of from behind you. And it's like, hello and welcome to the Temple of Gond.
Very, very pleased to meet you. My name is Lady Baggalina. This is my little right-hand man. This is Pups. There's a little pup. Second in command, actually, because my normal right-hand man is incapacitated. Darling, what's your name? What's how do you go by?
And this kind of dragon, this bronze-coloured dragonborn goes, hang on, yeah, Valatia. She kind of like nods her head down.
Gorgeous name. Absolutely stunning. Yeah. I wonder if you might be able to help me, and I'm assuming you can, based on everything I've seen here so far. It's absolutely gorgeous. You see, I have my right hand man usually is a lovely Warforged barbarian. He used to serve many years ago, and unfortunately he's gone a little bit his personality's changed. There was a sort of a bump. I think he accidentally fell down the stairs, you know.
So he has been reset.
Yes, he's been sort of turned off and then on again. That's the only thing I knew how to
I
do.
prefer it if you don't talk about these particular constructs with the ability to turn them on or off. It removes the thought that they have souls.
Of course. And actually, do you know what? I apologise. I didn't realise. So I, hand on heart, massive apologies for that. I do sincerely, we both actually do sincerely believe that he of course has a soul, and it just seems that it's changed somewhat. And we were wondering if maybe there was any chance that you could possibly help.
This is an interesting question. I must look at. Sorry, I got to change my voice again. I must look at towards the text. It doesn't seem as if it is a mechanical issue. Who was it? Was there any damage at all to the internal?
Not as far as I could see. No. It all seemed to be working fine. It was just everything sort of fell apart and then came back together. And it was after that, you see, I had another fellow sort of look over it who's quite good at these sorts of things. And they seemed to say it was absolutely fine. It's just that, well, his memory, actually, mainly, it seemed to be his memory. The recent memory.
I see. She kind of like bends down and sort of, she sort of sits in a chair and you hear the chair go, like, and she sort of wiggles in the chair a little bit and sort of gets up, sort of leans down, looks over, looks underneath, and kind of puts her hand up into the air and just goes, could you pass me a 27C?
And I feel like Baggi might know what a 27C is, but has it immediately sort of goes to it, and then it's like, oh, which one?
And it pops her head out. It's the one with the red handle.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, there you are.
Kind of pops it in and she sort of fixes the chair. And kind of goes and sits back down and it's like, well, that's better. It's definitely a soul issue. However, if anyone may have looked inside or made any mistakes, a small cog shouldn't cause any change of personality. That would simply maybe stop an arm moving. But something that people do not understand about Warforged is the center of themselves is stored in their memory. And that memory is a soul. And that soul can be lost and found again. We will need to prepare a ceremony. Are you able to bring their body here?
Why, yeah, of course. I need to look at Pups, like.
Yeah, it's if you don't mind me saying so, Lady Baggalina, yes, we would be happy to bring them to you. However, we may require some assistance, maybe some sort of wagon or cart, or
it's quite okay. We can send over the hearse. And you sort of like, we cut outside, and what we actually see the hearse is actually like a massive cart with a huge crane that kind of comes off the side. But you would kind of see to kind of rescuing buses is sort of the thing that they have. We can pick up the body. However, there is a small matter of materials. We would require a blue crystal. It needs to be at least 6,000 gold pieces of its value.
Well,
That is not for us. That is simply for the transference of energies.
of course, the blue crystal. I mean, the one that is currently inside of him, it seems to be fine. But does it have to be a new one?
If you use that one, you will be literally killing him. You need a
Right.
new one.
Well, again, that should be fine. I'm sure we've got some lying around at home, in the manor.
Yes.
Please forgive me. I'm sure Lady Baggalina is fully aware of this, but just for my own personal education, where would one find a blue crystal normally? Should I ever
Yes.
wish to run across one?
A simple jewelers, maybe one of the noble houses may be able to sell you one. Fairly commonplace. However, the one of this particular quality is the importance. We're talking about transference of a soul.
Of
And-
course.
Do they? Do all constructs have these?
Most. The Warforged are different. They are heralded slightly higher in our understanding of the closeness of sentience. And something of a, let me take something, for instance, like a Nimblewright, for instance, is programmed in order to kind of do tasks, complete things. For instance, we do have a Nimblewright here, who's been with us for a very, very long time. But I believe that Nim has developed other skills closer to what I would say is a Warforged. But we don't see many Warforged. I know of at least maybe 2 in this whole city. So it's either going to be Big Phatts, or it's going to be Selima.
Yes, it is. It's Big Phatts. Very, very dear, kind person.
Who is Selima?
Excuse me?
Who is Selima?
She is another Warforged. It'd be
Wow.
like me asking, for instance, sorry, I've forgotten your name again.
Pupsicle.
Pubsicle.
Hmm.
It'd be like talking about Goblin. Selima is another individual that lives in this city.
See. It's so interesting actually that you mentioned Nimblewrights, because I've a dear friend of mine actually outside of Waterdeep has just frequented one and says that he's absolutely delightful. They're wonderful, very well sort of programmed, very interesting constructs. I wonder if are they quite popular now? I feel like they might be sort of springing up around these parts with all the lords and ladies and everything. Have you seen many?
Could you do me? I need a charisma check of you. Probably
No.
because I've realised I've been giving you information without asking you to do any rolls again. So let's do that.
Where is charisma? Why can't I see it?
Just do performance.
Oh, okay, great. I mean, it's still bad. It's still really bad. Oh wow.
Well, and she looks at you. I think maybe your accent slipped slightly when you said Nimblewright. And she kind of looks at you. Who are you?
What? I'm Baggalina.
I don't believe that you are, Lady Baggalina. I noticed there is a small amount of grease under your nails.
Oh well, that's That's just from rifling around in the shed to find some tools, is all.
Also, you picked up what I would say is a good tool when I asked you for the tools themselves. Most people would either ask which one exactly, or would take the first one they see, but you reached over the table and picked up a good tool. So who are you? And you, it's interesting seeing someone in a mask. May I ask, you said the right-hand man, maybe you are of an ill-doer, maybe you are criminals or charlatans.
No, we're not. Quite the opposite, in fact. Do you read the news?
Not often.
Have you ever heard of the Black Star 4?
Yes, I believe that you were the hot news for, a week?
Yes. It appears our 15 minutes of fame have run its course, but I can assure you that our intentions are pure and we just need help with our friend. You are aware of Big Phatts, correct?
Yes. I'm absolutely happy to help with that. I'm just simply wondering your questions regarding nimble rights. I also am aware that certain investigation is going on with the City Watch and with the Magic Victorias. They have already come and interviewed me.
So you know about the attack?
Yes. I'm hoping that you have something to offer, or something good in this.
Can I do an insight check on this person and see how trustworthy they are?
Yeah, sure.
12.
Yeah, cool. Tell the truth. Sorry.
We were attacked, and we believe it was a nimble right that did it.
I see.
We're looking to... I understand that all the nimble rights are unique, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So we're looking for one in particular in a hope that, well, as Baggalina says, we're trying to kill two birds with one stone. We're trying to save our friend, and we're also trying to find out just who this nimble right belongs to. We have a child in the house. They could have died.
So, how can I help with these nimble rights then? I wouldn't be able to tell you with nimble rights like I can with Warforged. They have become very popular, and many households have actually come to us and asked for blessings or help in installing their nimble rights.
Who builds them?
That is slightly more difficult. So can someone do a perception check?
I'll do it. Do you want to do it down?
Oh, I thought you were going. Go on.
I'll do it. It's 12.
Yeah, I think that's good enough. It's very obvious that she's doing this. Her eyes keep moving towards the submarine on the pillar. I couldn't say exactly who builds them.
I'm gonna roll another insight to see if I know why they're looking over at the submarine. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
25.
Yeah, you see that they're looking over at the submarine. What you think they're doing is they do not want to say themselves. They don't want to say it out loud
Ah,
for some reason.
okay.
Well, perhaps you could come and take a look at our Warforged at Trollskull Manor.
I would prefer it if it came here.
Very good.
However, if you are looking for maybe where the other nimble rides might be in this city, and she sort of pulls out a piece of paper and sort of starts writing a couple of different names on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she writes down, Balgentra Summerteen. Baggi, you recognise that name straight away. She is a lady master of the Watchful Order of Magics and Proctoriates. You see them write down Lord Abador Adarbrant. Adarbrant. There you go. Adarbrant. You see Lord Phelan. You see Lord and Lady Growland.
Wow.
And then you also see the City Watch City Armourers.
Wow.
Should I do another one? Yeah, why not? And you see one which is Lord Corin Delzentir. And scribbled at the bottom, it says, I don't like to say the word Laskin out loud.
Oh, that's really helpful. Thank you so much for your help. If we were to bring big Phatts to you, how soon could you get them restored?
Well, we could do it together.
Okay.
It would take an hour for us. Maybe longer, depending on where his soul has lost.
We'd be really grateful.
Well, I would need the both of you and any other connected memories or friends that could be able to be there.
Fine.
The importance is the energy of all of you to help your friend.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, thank you for your help. And I didn't mean to deceive. I just wanted you to trust us.
Mm.
This is very important.
Are you a maker?
Yeah, I've tried to.
Did you? Then you must have got them working.
Yeah, enough.
And she sort of goes over to you and takes one of the cogs that she's on her dress and kind of pulls it off and places it in your hands. None have done what you have done. The power of God bless you.
Thank you.
She also, her hands kind of come back and she turns and she goes over to a box and it looks as if she's preparing herself for prayer. And then she just like drops down a blast shield over her face and just starts like cutting metal.
No.
As she goes into prayer in building something.
Before we leave, almost as if me and Pups turn to go, can Baggi just call over and say, "Oh, one last thing, that red submarine, who made that? It's beautiful."
I will not say their name aloud.
I see. Thank you again.
She sort of bows to you. I hope to see you again soon, Maker.
Yeah. Come on, popsicles.
Alright. So you kind of wander off as we kind of cut over to the other side of this, back over to the North Ward. And it's like, just let me get out of this room. So I was like, the door's like bang, 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 bang. As we hear little Rex like smashing his door with Oshi just on the other side of it.
Oshi's smoking, and she says, "Little Rick, step away from the door.
Why?
Step away from the door.
Are you going to let me out?
No, you're going to let me in."
Okay. And he's not really confused by this. So he kind of like steps back. And you sort of hear his little...
And then she gets the key, unlocks it, and like swings the door open and stands in the doorway smoking.
And he runs to try and get through your legs.
Okay. Is that like a stealth or a...
It'll be a sleight of hand to see if you grab him. I'm going to do a dex save and see if I'll get 20. All right. So we said he's got a dex of 2, so we'll do that. Oh, yeah. So he literally goes, you open the door, you stand there smoking, and he runs at you, and you just literally like grab. Just one-handed. It's like,
And I think she holds him up to her face so they're eye to eye.
And then he
And
sort
she
of
says,
comes down.
"Little Ricks, I've never been in the market for a child. Or a niece, or nephew, or anybody beyond the binary. I don't want to do this right now, but you need to tell me why you fucked up so badly in there."
What do you mean?
What happened?
I tried to stop him.
Stop him.
He was threatening a woman. So I jumped on the table to stop him. I told him he was being a prick and he should stand down and go home.
And then what happened?
He then pushed past me and pushed past her and hit her to the ground. So I ran upstairs and I grabbed a kitchen knife and I stood in the hallway and I told him that I would put him down.
And then?
I jumped off the wall, I think, and I put the blades between his neck, I think.
And then?
He threw me across, and then I don't remember anything. Then I remember trying to bite your hand.
Yeah, the less we say about that, the better.
Okay. Well, I don't know what I did wrong.
I'm in a conundrum now, Little Ricks, because I am mildly impressed, but also we can't do that to each other.
What do you mean?
I don't ever tell anybody I told you this, but sometimes it's better to try and talk to people rather than to stab them in the neck, especially if they're your roommates.
I did try to talk to him, but he was being a prick.
Now, I do believe that. I've seen him to be that continuously for the last few months.
He was hurting people. And I tried to talk to him. I did. I don't know what I did wrong. I tried to do what was right.
Because you were protecting the woman?
I didn't want him to get in trouble.
Were you trying to protect the woman or protect him?
At first it was to protect him. And then he hurt her. And I got mad. I wanted to hurt him.
And how do you feel now?
I feel like We should have killed him. Because he's going to be like that all the time. And he's a killer now.
And a killer's bad.
No. He hurt me.
What if we're able to make him come back to the big Phatts he was before?
Then you'd have to say sorry.
He would.
And they want 10% of his profits when we start smoking. But
Okay.
I also want to ask something of you.
Yeah.
I want to be better.
Better?
He kind of like puts his hand in his shoe and pulls out a tiny little knife. Nothing like the kitchen knife he had earlier. And he kind of puts it down and he sort of spins it on the floor. And then like scoops it with his finger and turns it in his hand and then holds it. I want to be better. I make good coffee. I fix good chairs. I have a good nose. But what if that A happens again? Or if somebody keeps attacking our house? What happens if they attack the house when you're not here? I want to be better.
What do you say about biting the hand?
He looks at the floor. Sorry, Yoshi.
That's all right, little Rex. You can be better. Would you like to train with me when I train?
Yes. And he's like, there's no sort of excitement about it. He's completely straight. Yes.
There'll be rules.
Okay. What types of rules?
No shouting, no running, no pissing me off.
Okay.
Also, no telling anyone. When we're training, what we do in that room stays in that room. What we talk about in that room stays in that room.
Yes. That is literally like massive hand over tiny little hand. Ah, so good. So we're gonna come away from there. So we see the two of your hands sort of come together. As we kind of like see the rest of the other guys getting into a carriage and beginning their trail off as they go round to. You go past Ivory Street because everything's on Ivory Street. No, we've always been on Ivory Street. Vondil Street. As you go past two jewelry shops, as you pass through, as the two of you kind of look out the window of the coach, as you see the two jewelry shops kind of go past. As we see downstairs to a big Phatts as he's lying there, as you can see down through to his eyes, just his eye sockets, as you go into the darkness and you fall further and further into the darkness until you see big Phatts lying on the ground in the middle of a war zone as he's there trying to pick up a cigar and smoke it, as we fade to black. Okay, good. All right, so it looks like we've got a ritual to perform. So I think next session will be the ritual, and I think it will be 3 hours for us to do the ritual. So we'll do that next week,
Nice.
as we try and return his soul back to his body. Or his memory back to his body, depends how you look at it, really. So that's going to be fun, and we'll do some like crazy role play and do some things together. I think it'd be really, really nice. As long as you can get hold of this crystal, and I think
we're gonna have to steal a crystal, isn't it?
I think you have to steal a crystal.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the way. Fine.
So good, really, really lovely session. I had a lot of fun. I hope everybody at home had a lot of fun. Looks like it. We're getting lots of chat going through.
Yeah, lots and lots of enjoyment. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you very much for watching. And I think if this is anything else, I'd like to kind of put my absolute thanks and love to the 4 players here. They've been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you are a new lurker, I've seen some new faces in the chat. Please do give us a follow. We're streaming every Monday and then looking at expanding in the coming months. So please do drop us a little follow so you'll get some alerts of when we go live next.
Yep. Lovely. But without further ado, I'm going to finish it all up there. I'm going to say keep making things, keep putting together objects, try and steal as many blue crystals as you possibly can, plan heists against your landlords, and just enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great one. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.